Hello and welcome to Yes, You Are Brave. This is a podcast where we are going to set off on a journey together to find and build our brave, where we explore all the ways that you have been brave and all the ways that you can be brave again. Because even though we may have forgotten or we may have fallen out of practice, we're all brave. And I'm on a mission to prove it and help you believe that yes, you are brave. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Yes, You Are Brave. Yes, you are brave. I'm Pawnee, and I'm your host. Super excited that you are here, and super excited to talk about what we've got today. So I have been thinking a lot about what I want this new year to be, what I want the next chapter of my life to be like, and what I want it to include, and all of those things. And one of the things that keeps popping up, especially for kind of the beginning, I don't know how often in your life that you feel like the next chapter actually coincides with New Year's. I feel like that's not necessarily the case for me very often, but this year it really does. Kind of crazy. That's just kind of how it has worked out. But so I've been thinking about this, and what is it that I need to do, especially in this early phases of this new chapter? What is it that I need to do to make the next part of it possible, to get to where I want to go, to be able to reach my goals? And the thing that has come up over and over and over again for me to start with is that I need to be open to possibilities. So today, and maybe this is just for me, but I hope you can get something out of it too, is that we're going to have a little discussion about being brave enough to be open to possibilities. And I know that seems very, very big and very broad, but there's a reason that I want to talk about this. And there is, I think, some serious wisdom in really, truly opening up your mind and really being open to possibilities. Because I think a lot of us are, and I know that this is maybe a hard pill to swallow, but a lot of us are not nearly as open as we think we are. And I say that having been somebody who I thought I was really open-minded, I thought I was really open, and I thought that I was an open-minded person, and then I realized later that I really wasn't nearly as open-minded as I thought. And it has taken a lot of time and a lot of actual effort and being very intentional with what I do and how I talk to myself and a lot of things to make me feel like, okay, maybe I am a little bit, maybe I am now as open-minded as I thought I was in the past. All of that to say, what are you expecting? What are you hoping for? What do you believe is actually possible in your life, in the next chapter of your life, in this next period of time? And really, I want you to think about that. What do you believe is possible for you this year, this month? What do you believe is possible? Because I'm learning that we can't have these big, crazy things happen in our lives, these amazing things that we desperately want, if we don't actually think they're possible. We can't have miracles if we don't actually believe that miracles are possible for us. What if we could change that, though? If we don't see miracles, we don't see big, awesome, amazing things in our lives, is there something that we can do to change that, to flip that script? For a long time, I would have said no. It is what it is. Life, this is just life. We have to take what we're given, and we need to be grateful for it. But I have learned in the last couple of years that maybe that's not so true. Because when we don't believe that things are possible for us, then they're not. It's that saying, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. Your mind is way more powerful than you think. You are way more powerful than you think because you have the ability to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. And what do I mean by that? You say, I'm going to do this thing. And you say it over and over again, and you start to believe it. You start to believe that I am actually capable of doing this thing. And so guess what? You do the work, you put in the time and the effort, and you go do the thing. On the other side, you think, oh, I can't do this. And so you never try and you never do. And you are right. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You decide that you can or that you can't, and then that becomes the truth. And I realize that a lot of us come from backgrounds that this is not really how we were raised to think. And I'm not criticizing the way that we're raised or the lack of this type of an education, I guess. People just do the best they can with where they're at. But I think that there's so much more that we can have in our lives if we're willing to be open to it. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I left my little tiny town, it's been a while. I had no idea of the things that were possible for me. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't believe that there was very much that was possible for me in my life. I had a very narrow view of the world. I hadn't seen a lot. I wasn't aware of a lot. That was when the internet was still just a baby. And I just didn't know very much. And I had no idea what the possibilities were. Here's the thing. Nearly 2 decades later, as I allow my mind to expand and to be open to different things, guess what? The sky is the freaking limit. And there is so much that I am aware of now and that I see, hey, this could be amazing and this could be awesome and this could be something that I could actually do. First thing that we need to do if we're going to get somewhere we've never been is be open to that possibility. So I want you to stop and I want you to think, how open am I to the possibility of something new and something different? Now, I've also been thinking a lot kind of in the context of older generations around me in my life, and a lot of people that just have the attitude that this is the way they are and this is the way they've always been and this is the way they're always going to be. And it breaks my heart sometimes to see people with that attitude because especially if the situations are not the best, if they think that that's the way it's always going to be, then there's never going to be any change. And that to me is so sad. So sad that people accept that they don't get to change, that they're just the way that they are and they don't have a say in it. Because you don't have to be anybody that you don't want to be. You don't have to be anything that you don't want to be. You get to be the master of your own life. You do. And I realize that sometimes it's hard to imagine things that we haven't been shown, right? It's hard to, I'm sure it was very hard for people to imagine that, hey, somebody could fly through the air and not die, right? Because that was something that was new. But as now, we don't think anything of it. Oh yeah, sure, I'll get on a plane. I will fly across an ocean and I will get there safely. We just expect that that's something that we can do because we have seen it. But if you never see something, it can be very, very difficult to believe that it's possible. And I'm not asking you to believe in the impossible. I'm just asking you to open up your mind a little bit to the fact that there might be more, to open up your mind to the possibilities for you and for your life. Because there are so many possibilities. We live in a world with lots of troubles, but we also live in a world that is amazing. And there are so many things available and so many things that are so many ways for dreams to come true. So many dreams. It's incredible. It's amazing. But you're only going to see those things as incredible and amazing if you open up a little bit. If you allow your mind to stretch just a little bit in this way or that way, and to see things that are possible. And I realize that, and honestly, I kind of feel a tiny bit hypocritical because I was not somebody that thought things were possible for a very long time. It has taken a lot of time and effort and some serious intentional work on my part to start believing in those possibilities again. But they're there. Those possibilities are there. They're there for me and they're there for you as well. We just got to be brave enough to open up our minds and see them. That's my challenge for you this week, is to open up your mind a little bit. And I realize that that's a super vague thing to say, and I realize that it can be hard sometimes. But the next time you start to think, what do I want for me? I don't want you to consider what's always been. I don't want you to be stuck in the box of this is who I am, this is who my family is. No, I want you to think, what do I actually want for me? And I want you to let your mind just go crazy. I want you to let your mind go wherever it's going to go. And I want you to listen to your gut and let it tell you. Let it tell you where to go, where to dream. Because the first thing that we have to do is open up to those possibilities. And then we can start working towards them. And I realize that that's scary because the more we're open to possibilities, the more possibility also for there to be some disappointment. And I understand the need and the instinct to avoid disappointment at all costs. But when we avoid the possibility of disappointment, we also avoid the possibility of success and change. And change is not always a bad thing. Change is more often than not, I think, good, especially when it is coming from inside and it is directed by us trying to be better for ourselves. So, take some time, let your mind wander, let it go places that you're not sure, that you've never considered before, that maybe you thought was impossible. Start thinking, well, what if it is? Start by asking yourselves, well, what if this is possible? Think about those crazy dreams that you have and think, is it so crazy? Can I get there? Is it possible for me? And see what happens. See where that takes you. And remember that you are awesome and you are wonderful and you are amazing and you deserve the whole freaking world. And you can have whatever you can dream of. But you got to be brave enough to open your mind and start dreaming. Start being open to the possibilities because they are absolutely endless. And you deserve them. And let me know how it goes. I hope you have a fantastical day. And remember that, yes, you are brave.
Thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed what you've heard today, please leave a review down below and share this with anyone that you feel like could use a little more brave in their life. And if you'd like to follow more of my journey to be brave, you can follow me on social media and link down below. Have a fantastic day and don't forget to be brave.